We're in Barcelona for Mobile World Congress 2019. We're on the Orange stand. I'm here with Emmanuel Routier. He is basically very focused on IoT at Orange Business Services. That's pretty much like your entire focus for your job. Can you tell us a little bit about how that has developed? Because Orange has been very focused on IoT for 4 to 5 years, and how that's developed in terms of the vertical sectors that you focus on.
So IoT has always been for Orange a very important matter, which basically enables our customer to change their solutions to go to the digital journey and transform themselves. So what we think and what we've been thinking is that going the vertical way, talking the speech and the language of the customer is the way to understand their needs and then to bring the solutions that we have in the different verticals. Okay. The key verticals to us are the health sector, the smart city sector, which are kind of pretty advanced, I would say, verticals, but also more recently connected car domains or Industry 4.0 or IoT industry IoT kind of domain.
You're right, okay. So we'll come to the cars and the industrial IoT in a minute. In terms of the smart cities and healthcare, and I'm sure there are others, is there a lot of difference between the requirements of those particular verticals? Do they have very specific requirements that don't overlap and aren't applicable to other sectors? Or is it 90% the same and then 10% different?
No, first, indeed, there are always bricks which are transversal to any vertical. For example, the connectivity solutions that we could be having on different technologies could be used on different verticals. But the solutions that you bring to those customers are totally different. If you go to a city, they want to talk about the air quality in their neighbors, in their kindergarten, to be compliant with regulations. They want to talk about the reservoir level of water, just to avoid flooding and to be ready, for when the river is going to be to the highest level. So right. This is the kind of thing, but ultimately the components might be different. Might be similar, but the solution is different, and it's what is specific to that vertical.
Okay, and is that then largely in the analytics or the understanding of the data that is collected? Is that where the differentials come?
But it's not only about the data. That's true that the data is different, but the analytics itself is again a transversal competence, right? Yeah. But it's about getting the right data, getting the right sensors, the right tools, in order to get those related and relevant and valuable information for the customers.
Okay, and so you've got quite a few years of experience now in pinning down the verticals. Do you have does Orange Business Services have a lot of IoT customers now in 2019?
Yeah, we have more than 70.1 million objects connected today. Okay. Which is all over the world and which is across those different verticals. If I just mention, maybe the highest one is in terms of volumes. Connected car, obviously the cars are getting connected and it's about hundreds of thousands and millions of cars, right? So the other one is about the smart city domain, where you talk also about the smart metering, and meters are also quite numerous. But it's also about all the sensors you can have in a city, okay? And that's the second domain. Okay. The third one is the industrial sector, and the fourth one is the health and consumer electronics, the wellness part, right? Right. So one element maybe to mention is that the highest growth we've seen between 2017 and 2018 is that the industry manufacturing in IoT is the highest growth. It's more than 30%, 30 growth. Right,
okay. Where's that coming from? Is that primarily from the key industrial markets of Europe, or are you seeing this globally?
So Europe is very advanced in the industrial sector. And why? Because our industries, our industrial players, are really looking for improving their operations. Today the market is global. Yes. You see the strong competition from players having lower costs, and so they need to compete and they need to improve their operations. And there's two ways. So the first way, the natural way, and maybe the easiest one, is to improve their operations through solutions that you can see here in the stand, and that's one of the reasons here we can show that there are solutions already available today, yes, yeah, which enables them to locate tools with a very, I would say, accurate elements, like under a meta. we're enabling, I would say, the workers to take the right tool at the right moment, knowing where it is, and not impacting the manufacturing process.
Okay.
Maybe also the quality. If you leave a tool into a machine, let's say an aircraft engine, it can have an impact, on the quality ultimately, right? So this is the what we call the digitized processes or improve operations, and we have different kinds and technologies which are being showcased here. Okay. The second one is about digitizing your products. So you have a product, you build it up, and you connect it, and then you can deliver services on it, like improve maintenance, like predictive maintenance, and that's in the top of mind of the customers.
Right.
And that's something which we see also in Europe happening, okay? Digitized processes, digitized product. Ultimately, you could imagine that when you have a product which is connected, you could then change your view of your business model. You wouldn't be selling any more elevators. You could be selling weight that you take every time. Right?
Okay, so it's opening up some adjacent business opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm sure for you as well, like you must
Definitely.
be identifying new opportunities, new applications all the time that are addressable in different markets. Okay. And in terms of the automotive sector, what's the specific focus for Orange Business Services there? How are you working with the automotive sector and enterprise customers as well to help bring all these applications and technologies together?
So the automotive sector is a bit special, knowing that it's a large company, very engineering-oriented ones. They they cut in pieces the different solutions. So when they expect us, usually they expect us on the connectivity.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but those guys, they are global. So that what they would expect from us is a global solution. So wherever they are, the car must be connected.
Right.
And they would like to provide the same type of services being in Europe, maybe being in the States or being elsewhere. So that's a challenge we need to face. We do it with our own capabilities, with our subsidiaries, with our partners. Partners being technological partner, like for example Ericsson with the IoT accelerator, and where we use their platform which can be also used by other operators, enabling to have a common solution.
Okay.
So that's the type of approach we have. So we have the spearheads in terms of solutions, like with EUICC, and a SIM which is able to change profile and change operator.
Okay.
Like enabling to have carrier grade solutions that we have in terms of level of service or capabilities, and that's what we deliver to that market.
Okay.
Globally.
Right. And are there specific areas of that particular focus where you're seeing a particular uptick in revenues for Orange Business Service or particular demand for specific applications?
So what we see today in terms of evolution, the cars so far, there were some telematics solutions.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, not so demanding in terms of bandwidth. Now what we see is that the cars industry are the cars are really getting closer to software elements. And you need to, the car recall, you need to get the car back to the dealerships in order to fix some issue, right? Now, and that would be the dream of the car manufacturers, would be to avoid the recall and maybe change over the air in a secured way. That's what we can offer, in a secured way,
Right.
the cars, and making them maybe higher to avoid bumpers in some regions which are different, or to change, I would say, some parameter which are so critical. And that's something which we see, which is demanding more and more bandwidth, okay?
Right.
Secondly, those car manufacturers, they want also to know better their customers. Having the car connected enables you to connect with the customers you have in your cars. Instead of selling your car once every 3 years or maybe more, car lifetime is 8 years, even more sometimes. So you could then engage with your customers thanks to the connected car. And that's a kind of a B2C solution where we have good experience and we could help our customers to go that journey together with us.
Okay, excellent. And here on the stand here at Mobile World Congress, you're showing off obviously some particular use cases and technologies. What do you have on the stand?
So I mentioned already the industrialized process, with the indoor tracking with different technology, and we have two, I would say, showcase here. Another one is with Continental, in the car manufacturing industry.
Right.
So we use their infotainment system and we embed our SIM in it, and we can provide this, I would say, kind of internet access solution, enabling to get connected with the end user be compliant with regulations, but also having on the same time a B2B and that internet access solution at the same time on the same SIM.
Okay.
So that's the showcase we have here with Continental. But we have also 5G. And with 5G, you have many, I would say, opportunities with IoT.
Yeah,
you have critical IoT for the future of the autonomous car, for new, I would say, sensitive sensitive applications to latency, like for the industry, for the robots.
Yes. Yeah.
The massive IoT, which is an evolution of LTE-M and NB IoT, and which will naturally evolve in the 5G, but it's going to be in 2022.
Right, okay.
So don't wait, I would say, to go the IoT journey, well, the 5G.
We'll come back next year and we'll maybe talk about those and the impact of edge computing as well, which obviously plays a big part in that as well. So, Emmanuel, great to speak to you. Thanks very much for your time.
You're welcome.